Good Monday makers. In this week's episode, we're looking at a kayak cart, dance props, a retractable canopy for a camper conversion, a shade arbor, and a raspberry trellis. A lot of cool builds and some really interesting things incorporated into each of them. Let's jump in and check them out. First up is this kayak cart built by Gregory, and this is really cool because we've seen carts in the past for kayaks and skiffs and boats and other things, but this one is unique in the fact that it's built onto the kayak. And we can see here, it looks like there's some U-bolts attached to the kayak. I don't know if these were already installed or if they're meant for another accessory or what, but it looks like they're doing well to hold this conduit in place. And I don't think they're meant to actually secure the conduit, but rather allow the conduit pipe to hinge because, as you can see, this is kind of cart mode where the wheels are underneath and the axle is underneath supporting the kayak. And then in this mode, it's kind of in storage mode. So you can see that the wheels and the axle are now on top of the kayak. And I think it's just because this pipe is hinging, it allows that to easily kind of move between the two modes. And also here, he can take off these pipes and take off the bottom section really easily using the bike seat clamp hack that we've talked about several times on the channel. And basically, you'll recognize these from bike seat posts. They allow you to raise and lower the bike seat height. And he's using them here to quickly release this pipe here. You just thread it into the nut that's included. You just want to find an M6 one. I'll link one down below that we've used in the past. And then you can just, rotate it around until it's almost completely tight. Then you can open and close the clamp, and that will, secure this terminating pipe or loosen it if you want to take it apart. So just a really great kayak cart. A lot of cool things involved. We can see there's some pipe insulation here over top of the axle, and this is protecting the conduit, or sorry, protecting the kayak from the bare conduit. And it's just a really great thing to add and to keep the kayak safe from getting scratches. And just overall, really awesome build. Thanks so much, Gregory, for sharing this in the community. We love seeing it. Next up is a project from Tara, and she recently graduated. Congratulations, Tara. In her final master's dance thesis, she incorporated maker pipe and conduit and built some props for the dance. And you can see here that they're using it, they're holding it up, they're moving inside of it, doing all sorts of different things. And I believe it's called, let me look here. I think it was called somewhere between here and there. We can see a space between here and there. Sorry. It's a master's thesis presented to the Faculty of School and Liberal Arts, St. Mary's College of California. And she said it's a research based practice exploring the relationship of architecture, choreography, and how spatial concepts are perceived in dance. This project informs the design of architectural spaces while using the body as the tool for creating spatial patterns. This dance reveals how the space we are in changes the way we think, process, and embody. So, really cool. She was able to incorporate maker pipe and conduit into her dance thesis, and it looks awesome. Said she graduated and it went amazing, so that's really awesome to hear. Thanks so much, Tara, for sharing these photos. A really cool project. Next up is a build from Billy, and this is a retractable awning made for a cargo trailer camper. And this has got all sorts of different hacks incorporated into it. We can see a couple of pictures that Billy shared, but really, if you want to dive in and see all the cool hacks and things, he shared his YouTube channel and video. It's about 18 minutes long, and there's all kinds of amazing things incorporated into this. Here is kind of the overview of the final build, and you can see here that he is kind of unlatching the fabric. But what he's done here is you can see he's got adjustable angle connectors with some knobs that he's got threaded on there, and he can loosen those. And this allows him to kind of deploy the first part, which is basically just taking off the conduit from the panels, and then it allows the fabric to unspool. You'll notice there that he's got this spool that he made. I think he used some threaded pipe inserts and some different things, and he made this spool that he can easily rotate, and it will roll up the fabric, which we'll see him do here in a second. But here you can see the adjustable angle connector with the knob on it, and he's just sliding that up the pipe and then securing it in place. And it's really awesome use of the adjustable angle connector and the knobs for that. And he does the same thing on the other side. And then we can see here, this is I believe this is where he does the spool to kind of roll up the fabric. So you can change. He said he made the fabric longer than he might need, based on the angle you might need to adjust it. But you can see here that he's rolling it up until it gets tight, and then he drilled some holes through the spool that he made and the conduit, and he just adds some clips through there to secure them in place. So really awesome. And then here's another cool thing. So he's using the telescoping clamp. So not only does he adjust it to kind of get it into this first mode, but that angle isn't always going to be the best. So he wanted to be able to adjust the angle even more. So now the 1/2 inch conduit can come out of the 3/4 inch conduit. using the telescoping clamp, and you can adjust the angle of the canopy to whatever desired angle you want. So really awesome. All kinds of cool stuff in here. He incorporated so much. I definitely recommend checking out his video. It'll be linked down below if you wanna watch it and see all the different things that he did. I believe there's all kinds of stuff that you could use for other projects, not necessarily just a canopy. Just some really cool ideas in there. So thanks so much, Billy, for sharing that. We love seeing it. Next up is a build from KR, and they made a shade arbor for their back patio area. And they said they wanted to shade just a specific small part of the back area. And what they've done is they've created this arbor with maker pipe and conduit. And we can see here, it's a great design. There's 4 verticals, and I love the way these arbors look when you overhang the pipes. A lot of times you might see a 90-degree connector there where the pipes kind of meet in the corner and they don't overhang, but this just gives it a nice look. And it looks like there's a lot of T connectors doing the cross pipes from front to back, as well as some 45-degree bracing in the corners. And it looks awesome. I think they said they're waiting on a bamboo shade cloth for the top. So that'll look great when that's on there. And I think they painted the conduit pipes and the connectors, and everything looks awesome. So just a really awesome project. This is a review left on the end caps, and I think they also shared a list of measurements and where the connectors go and everything like that. So definitely check out this picture if you want to recreate the same design. That's really awesome, KR. Thanks so much for sharing that. We're glad you had a good experience. Next up is a trellis for raspberries built by Nicholas, and this is a really unique trellis design. A lot of times we see a box shape that may maybe go all the way around the plants, but this is meant to be sort of a low profile, kind of out of the way design that still trellises really well. And I think the way that Nicholas did this was really smart. You can see here that there's 2 pipes that run parallel to each other on the ground. And then from that, there's some horizontal pipes, there's horizontal pipes on the ground that run parallel to each other. Then there's some vertical pipes that go up on the ends and create what kind of looks like a telephone pole. But basically, these verticals have 180-degree connectors attached. And then he runs trellis netting through those pipes all the way to the other side. As you can see here in this first picture, you can see the netting there that goes through the pipes. I guess he just drilled some holes and then ran the netting through, which is a smart way to do that. And here it's just a really nice design that is holding up the plants and just giving them something to grab onto. And it just looks really awesome. He painted the whole thing, I think he said, with self-etching primer and some Rust-Oleum spray paint. And it looks awesome. It matches the fence. And it's just a really unique design for a trellis, but it looks like it's working great. So thanks so much, Nicholas, for sharing that. We love seeing it. And that's all the builds I have for you this week. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing them as much as I did. As always, thanks so much for sharing your projects. We love seeing the creative things that you guys do with conduit and other materials. If you want to see any of these builds in more detail, check out the links down in the description below. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.